Billy here with Comfort Couples. Join me today from Los Angeles for a flight up to Seattle on Delta's newest aircraft, their A321neo, up in first class. First, we're going to be checking out the new Sky Club here in LA. Come on in with me. Delta's new lounge at LAX opened in April of 2022 with over 30,000 square feet of space and a ton of unique touches, as we'll explore. I am able to access the Sky Club thanks to my American Express Platinum card, available complimentary when flying on a Delta ticket. This comes in handy since Delta does not offer lounge access on domestic first class, in keeping with the other large US airlines. In my opinion, the Delta Sky Club network is the best of the big three US airlines, beating out the United Club and American's Admirals Club for service levels and food. With investments in beautiful new spaces like this, I continue to value the opportunity to access the lounge whenever I fly Delta. This is just a great space, with multiple bars, multiple buffets, and a massive amount of seating. While I have heard overcrowding can be an issue, I arrived at the airport at 5 a.m., and in the pre-dawn hours on this October day, it was not even close to full. As an aviation enthusiast, views are key, and this lounge delivers on that in spades with this great outdoor terrace space, usable year-round in the mild Southern California weather. Although I did have a bit of a weather issue myself this morning, as you'll see. I must say, I've gotten pretty jaded with most airline lounges, so this one really impressed me, and it's one of my favorite travel moments of 2022. This lounge just really never seems to end in any direction. Doubling back past the terrace, you'll find this unique tile mosaic room. Past this is the main food buffet on the far side of the lounge. You really shouldn't have to go that far to get food or drink in this space. Food quality and selection is one of the best features of the Sky Club network, and one I hope they maintain with the coming rollout of their Delta One Premium Lounge network in the future to compete with United's Polaris and American's flagship lounges, meant more for international business class travel. Alright, there's this end buffet down here that nobody's hitting up, so it's probably not the clearest view of the Delta breakfast spread you're going to get. With a candy bar. Oh my goodness. This place is crazy. And gigantic. Overall, the use of space here is well done, with great thought through details and different areas having their own personality and utility. In particular, I appreciated the built-in charging at just about every available seat, even built into the upholstery when needed. So I grabbed a seat in the warm open air looking out at the plains and sipped a coffee with a couple of light bites, given that I was looking forward to eating on board the plane. So this aircraft joined Delta's fleet earlier this year, and it features a pretty exciting all-new first-class product, really a kind of level up, if you will, for domestic first class to the US for a non-lie flat type product. Been excited to check it out. We're going to have some breakfast on our way up to Seattle, see if Delta redeems himself from my lukewarm omelet on my 737 flight down to San Diego earlier this year. So anyway, we'll hang out here in the club for a few more minutes and head on down to the gate and check out today's plane. Alright, well I started getting rained on out here in the outdoor area. Had to find a seat inside. Thankfully, all that lightning did not lead to delays, so before long I was heading out from an unexpectedly lovely experience in one of Delta's newest lounges to enter their newest cabin aboard this A321neo. So welcome aboard this lovely aircraft with 20 first class seats in 5 staggered rows in a 2x2 configuration. Right away you're drawn in by the lovely mood lighting, and will notice the large privacy wings on either side of the headrest on these new seats. While the seat pitch is not particularly generous, Immediately, I'm struck by the sense that this isn't the same old domestic first class seat design. So let's have a closer look. The seat upholstery pattern is reminiscent of Delta's International Premium Select cabin, as I reviewed on the A330neo in early 2022. However, it does have a few unique features and one drawback over that seat. Note to the wise to please avoid row 1 on the right side of this aircraft, which is very tight. For the moment though, we're getting settled into 2D, a window seat for this lovely flight. Alright, what a nice looking seat. In front of you is a massive entertainment display, as we'll look at a little more later. It's surrounded by a large, rounded plastic seat shell, which to me is a bit cheap looking, but overall that's a small nitpick for sure. As I mentioned, the seat pitch at 37 inches isn't hugely impressive, just 3 inches more than Comfort Plus on this aircraft. There's a massive storage compartment at the floor level between the seats, large enough for a laptop, and another good-sized storage by your thigh, large enough for a tablet, book, headphones, you name it, which also contains a water bottle holder. While the seat has an upholstered pad behind your calves, unlike on Premium Select, here it's fixed, so it doesn't provide much purpose. I do wish they could have made it flip out for additional support, given that it's already there. Inboard of your arm is another storage area fit for your phone, built into a fixed privacy partition, and has convenient charging access behind. The headrest is adjustable, and combined with the padded fixed wings to either side of it, provides a lot of options for head and neck support. One other seemingly small thing is that the armrest pads actually have some give to them, when so many have become completely rock-hard plastic. Overhead, things are pretty much as to be expected, with individual air and lamps, but you'll catch a view again of the unique overhead mood lighting pattern. Overall, I do wish the seat itself had a bit more padding, but it delivers a unique experience for domestic first class, which I appreciate. Now, let's get headed to the air as the light starts to break on this day.
Welcome aboard Delta Flight 2928 to Seattle. My name is David. I'll be your flight leader on today's flight. I'm assisted by 3 Los Angeles-based flight attendants. It's our pleasure to take care of you this morning.
I will say that I'm usually one to break away from takeoff footage pretty quickly in my reviews, but this was just one spectacular climb out from LAX that has to be played back in its entirety, at an increased speed for time. As we ascend through different cloud layers along with the sun itself and start to turn north today, it just seems like the mood of the scenery changes by the moment. Anyway, this is just turning out to be a spectacular day of travel for me. Back inside the cabin, it's time to get ready for meal service. Can things get any better, or will Delta disappoint here? I started out with a coffee in a real porcelain mug and asked the flight attendant if he happened to know whether anybody was successful in pre-ordering a meal on this flight. It seems to be that for whatever reason, pre-orders on the A321neo in particular aren't functioning. Perhaps that has something to do with the online-based menu that links from a QR code on the IFE display, which I haven't seen on any other Delta aircraft. While this doesn't actually have the ability to order anything for you, it's nice to get a tailored menu for your particular flight, accessible at any time from your mobile device. Thankfully, I was near the front of this flight and able to have my choice between the overnight oats, cheddar scrambled eggs, and charcuterie plate. As I mentioned, I had a not-so-wonderful egg dish out of Seattle with Delta earlier this year that I tempted fate and ordered eggs again. Let's face it, airline breakfasts are often disappointing, but what followed here today was not just one of the better breakfasts I've had on a plane ever, but one of the best airline meals I had in 2022. Flying out of LA, Delta provides this brag card about their catering partnership with Caramelized Productions. And I have to say, it's with good reason. Now, apart from harvesting every spare grape outside of Napa Valley in that bowl to the top left, this was such a well thought out meal. The banana bread was wonderful, the chicken sausage was surprisingly good, the eggs were incredibly well done, and paired well with the salsa on the side, and that hash brown casserole is a dish I would order again at a restaurant on the ground in a second.
So, we got to say, this is one of the better airplane breakfasts I've ever had.
Frankly, Delta really knocked this meal out of the park, especially when you consider this is a short flight on which I received a cold sandwich in a cardboard box on the exact same route on American earlier in the summer. Even as I filled my belly, the views just kept on coming, something I always appreciate about flying in the US anywhere west of the Rockies. Anyway, let me pry my eyes off the window and at this state-of-the-art entertainment display, where you're greeted by 631 movies, 49 TV series, and more. And when they say TV series, they really hit that out of the park, with an entire season available on my Big Bang Theory spot check. This display also features the option to pair your own wireless headset via Bluetooth. With this much content on a purely domestic aircraft, even the serious road warrior won't need to worry about watching anything twice for a very long time. Never mind the live TV channels to boot. And then you can top that off with Delta's lovely 3D tracking map featuring their awesome Command Center feature, a must-have for av geeks, so I just can't find much to complain about here. Delta has recently started to roll out free Wi-Fi, but even on this flight last year, I was being offered a flight pass for a reasonable $5. I feel like I sound here like a shill for Delta, but honestly, things just align today. I think they have the nicest fleet of US domestic planes and generally friendly staff throughout. That is hampered by having a weaker loyalty program with SkyMiles, although I say that even though I booked my flight today with SkyMiles. I pride myself on giving an honest depiction of how my travels go, and today was definitely a good day for Delta.
Welcome to the first class loo here in the front of the A321.
End to end, this was just one of those days that was worth getting up at 4 a.m. at an airport hotel for the views which continued all the way for landing at my home base of Seattle-Tacoma Airport.
What a comfortable seat. Got today's flight for 21,000 SkyMiles. Had a wonderful breakfast and getting ready to descend down into Seattle. Hope you enjoyed coming along. See you on the ground.
I apparently neglected to film a closing thoughts clip as I headed right off to work from the plane, but as I said throughout this flight, this was just a great trip from the lounge to the seat to the meal to the views. And I sincerely hope you enjoyed coming along in this video for the ride. This is Billy from Gilbert Travels, and I will see you on my next flight. Please remember to like, comment, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be made aware first when more content is available. As always, thanks for watching.